Okay, so hello guys, welcome to our final lecture sa Mathematics in the Modern World wherein i-discuss natin yung conditional at saka yung biconditional statement. So, dun sa unang part sa Module 7 and then sa Module 8, na-discuss na natin to, pero for this Module 9, atin siyang i-discuss pa furthermore. Kasi meron pa silang mga interesting properties na pwede nating pag-aralan. Okay? So, i-recall lang natin. Yung mga conditional statement natin ay yung mga pwede nating isulat sa form na if P, then Q. And then yung isa pa niyang form ay if P, Q. Okay, so yan yung dalawang form ng conditional statements natin na na-discuss naman na natin. For example, if we order pizza, then we can have it delivered. So dito, ito yung ating P, and then yung ating Q ay we can have it delivered. Okay, so this one is our Q. For our second example, ang P natin ay you go to the movie and then yung Q natin ay you will not be able to meet us for dinner. So pag pumunta ka sa pelikula, nanood ka ng movie, hindi ka makakasabay na kumain. And then last example, if n is a prime number greater than 2, then n is an odd number. So i-recall natin ano ba yung prime number. So yung prime numbers ay yung mga numbers na ang nagdi-divide lang sa kanya ay 1 at saka itself. Okay? Pero dito, since nasa conditional tayo, n is a prime number, this will be our q. So, n is a prime number greater than 2. Ito yung ating p. And then yung q natin ay n is an odd number. Okay? Another definition. If any conditional statement represented by if P, then Q, or if P, Q, meron pala tayong tawag kay P at saka sa Q. We call P antecedent, and then yung Q naman yung tinatawag natin na consequent. Okay? Dito nang galing yung word na consequences. Kasi pag tinagalig natin to, kung mangyayari si P, Q is the conclusion. Yan yung resulta. So, every action meron siyang kaakibat na consequences. So, dito, P is the antecedent, Q is our consequent or our consequence. Okay, example 1. If our school was this nice, I would go there more than once a week. So, here, we have our antecedent and then ang ating consequent ay I would go there more than once a week. So, kung maayos na yung ating school, pupunta ako doon more than once a week. Okay, ito yung conclusion ng ito. Kung maayos yung school, papasok ako doon more than once a week. Another one is if you don't get in the plane, ito yung ating antecedent and then ito yung ating consequence. Okay? Pangatlo, if you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. So this is again our antecedent and this is our consequent. Okay? So, i-recall nyo na lang, if you can go back to Module 7, makikita nyo doon maraming iba't ibang form yung ating conditional statement. Okay? Pero still, yung P ay antecedent, yung Q ay ang ating consequent. Okay, so another recall, arrow notation. So here we have a much more simple way of writing the conditional statement wherein we use the arrow to symbolize the conditional nature of our statement. So if P arrow Q, ang basa natin dyan ay if P then Q or P implies Q. Okay, yan yung dalawang paraan para basahin or isulat yung ating conditional statement. Okay, now we go to the truth table for the conditional statement P arrow Q. So dati, last time, pinakita ko lang sa inyo yung itsura ng truth table niya but we never really discussed kung paano ba natin na-come up yung truth table na to. So saan ba natin siya kinuha? Madali lang i-verify yung truth table natin kung magtitingin tayo ng example. Okay, so tingnan natin tong example na to. If you can use a word processor, you can create a web page. So pwede natin tong i-analyze, iba-ibahin natin yung truth value para mapuno natin itong kanyang truth table. Okay, so ang antecedent natin dito ay you can use a word processor and then the consequent is Q, which is you can create a web page. Looking at this table, so itry natin i-figure out. No? So yung antecedent natin nandito, ito si consequent, and then nilagay natin yung lahat ng possible combinations niya. Tapos, i-determine natin yung truth value ng statement na to. So, una, punta tayo dito sa first part, true, true. So, kung true, kung totoo na kaya mong gumawa ng word processor, kaya mo ring gumawa ng isang web page. So, this is true. Because, kung marunong kang gumamit ng word processor, mas madali kang makakagawa ng isang web page. Kaya naging true. Yan. Pangalawa, true, false naman. So, kung true ito, you can use a word processor. Tapos, itong Q natin, you can create a web page, magiging false. Pag finorm natin yung ating conditional statement, it will also be false. Bakit? Kasi marunong kang gumamit ng word processor tapos hindi ka makagawa ng web page. So, ibig sabihin, yung sentence natin ay magiging false. Again, dito naman sa false true, you can use a word processor. So, since false siya, hindi ka makagamit ng word processor. Ang consequent natin or ang ating conclusion, you can create a web page. Okay? Nowhere in the sentence sinabi na ang tanging paraan lang para gumawa ng isang web page ay kung marunong kang gumamit ng processor. Okay? Pwede kang gumawa actually ng web page na hindi gagamit ng word processor. So, marami tayong iba't ibang software na pwedeng i-utilize. So, kung hindi ka marunong gumamit ng word processor, posible pa rin na makagawa ka ng web page, which makes this statement true. And then finally, kung false to, kung hindi ka marunong gumamit ng word processor, then hindi ka rin marunong gumawa ng web page. Okay, this is true. Kasi word processor is the most basic way to make a web page. And then kung hindi ka makagamit ng word processor, malamang hindi ka rin makakagamit ng web page. So if both the antecedent and the consequent is false, okay, ang ating truth value ay magiging true. Okay, which is yan din yung truth table na present ko sa inyo during our discussion sa module 7. Okay, now we need to determine the truth value for a conditional statement. Okay, so examine natin itong mga example. If 2 is an integer, then 2 is a rational number. We all know that 2 is an integer. Tandaan nyo ang mga integer natin, siya yung negative 1, negative 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. So, siya ay true. So, this antecedent is true. Then, 2 is a rational number. So, since all integers are rational numbers, we can also say that this statement is true. So, kung marami kang parehong true, so true, true, balikan natin yung table. Kung pareho siyang true, magiging true dapat tong value ng sentence na ito. So, this sentence is true. Letter B, ang antecedent natin ay if 3 is a negative number, then 5 is greater than 7. We all know that 3 is not a negative number. So, ito ay false. Positive siya, di ba? Then, 5 is greater than 7. Dito, we also know that this is false kasi alam natin na mas malaki si 7 kaysa kay 5. So, this will also be false. So, kung pareho siyang false, base dun sa truth table na present kanina, siya ay magiging true. And then finally, if 5 is greater than 3, then 2 plus 7 equals 4. Dito naman, meron tayong totoo na antecedent. So, true siya, di ba? Kasi 5 ay mas malaki kay 3. Then, 2 plus 7 is equal to 4. We all know that this is a false statement. Kasi nga, 2 plus 7 is not equal to 4. It is equal to 9. So, kung meron kang true na antecedent, tapos false yung ating consequent, yung sentence natin, in its entirety ay magiging false. Okay? So, ganun lang mag-determine ng truth value ng isang sentence na conditional base sa ating truth table. Okay. Next, looking further into the truth table of a conditional statement, try natin gumawa ng truth table. So, dito meron tayo isang compound na statement. So, P and Q or not P arrow not P. So, kung natatandaan nyo pa, meron tayong dalawang methods na diniscuss. Yung unang method ay yung iisa-isahin mo yung operation. And then, meron tayong second method na gagamitan yung table na ito. So, kung natatandaan nyo pa, ang pwede nating ilagay na muna dito sa ating table ay yung mga madadali. So, para tayo nagsosolve ng isang mathematical na equation wherein ang una nating ginagawa ay yung operation na nasa loob ng parenthesis. And then, eto, pwede rin natin siyang gawin kasi hindi naman siya nakaloob sa parenthesis. Okay? So, ang una natin gagawin, input muna natin si P and Q. So, again, dito sa ating first and second column, nilagay natin yung mga possible combinations ng truth value ni P and Q. Okay? So, tulad ng sinabi ko, input natin si P and then input natin si Q. Kokopyahin lang natin siya. Magkakaroon tayo ng true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So, since uunahin natin nasa parenthesis, meron tayong Q or not P. Dito, meron tayong not P. Dito din meron tayong not P. Kung natatandaan nyo pa yung operation involving not, ang ginagawa lang niya, binabaliktad niya yung truth value ni P. So, kung true, true, false, false si P, yung not P natin ay magiging false, false, true, true. So, isulat lang natin dito, false, false, true, true. The next operation is, since meron tayong parenthesis dito, unahin natin yung Q or not P. Doing this, mano-mano natin siyang kukumpitin. Kung nare-recall nyo pa, ang truth table ng OR ay kung meron tayong true na isa dun sa dalawang statement, agad siyang magiging true. Pag parehong false, saka lang siya magiging false. So, this will become true, false, true, true. Okay? Something like this. Next, since tapos na natin ito, ang next na operation na natin ay si AND. So, take note, hindi tayo dito magbabase, baka malito kayo. Magbe-base tayo dito sa result ng operation natin. So, meron tayong true at saka true. Since AND yung operation natin, yan ay magiging true din. True, false, and false, magiging false siya. False, true, false ulit siya. Guys, binabase ko lang ito dun sa truth table ng AND. Paki-recall na lang. And then, false true, magiging false ulit siya. Okay? So, magiging ganito na itsura ng ating table. And then, our final operand here. So, tapos na natin tong operation na ito. Ang next na operation naman natin ay si conditional na or yung if P then Q. So, true, false. So, balikan nyo yung table ng conditional statement. Ito ay magiging true. Or sorry, ito ay magiging false. So, dito kasi tayo titingin. False, false, siya ay true. False, true, siya din ay true. And then, false, true, siya din ay true. So, if we take a look at our final table, dapat magiging ganito yung tsura niya. Okay? So, guys, nagre-recall lang tayo on how to make a truth table for the conditional statement. Next, an equivalent form of the conditional statement. As you can recall, ang dalawang statement po ay equivalent kung sila ay pareho ng truth table. So, na-figure out natin through manipulation ng truth table na yung truth table ng P, R, O, Q ay same lang sa truth table ng not P or Q. Okay? Yung P, R, O, Q ay pareho lang pala sa not P or Q. Kasi kung titignan natin yung truth table nila, they are identical. True, false, true, true. True, false, true, true din dito sa kabila. Okay? Let's apply this one with an example. Write a conditional in its equivalent disjunctive form. So again, ang tawag natin dito ay yung ating disjunctive form. Okay? Disjunctive form kasi meron tayong or. Diba? Kung natatandaan nyo yung or, ang tawag natin sa kanya ay disjunction. Okay? Doing this, tignan natin itong mga sentences na to. If I could play the guitar, I would join the band. So, mas madali, tignan natin, ito yung P natin and then ito yung Q natin. So, kung natatandaan nyo pa yung form ng disjunctive, di ba, ang tsura ay not P or Q. So, yung sentence natin ay magiging, I could not play the guitar or I would join the band. So, magiging ganito yung ating equivalent na statement. Letter B, if Cam Newton cannot play, then his team will lose. Okay? So, inanat natin si P. Yung Cam Newton not play, magiging Cam Newton can play. Then his team will lose. So, ito naman yung ating Q. So, maglalagay lang tayo ng or sa gitna. Ito na yung kanyang equivalent na statement or yung kanyang disjunctive na form. Okay? And then, here we have another property of the conditional statement, which is yung kanyang negation. Okay? Because P arrow Q is equivalent to not P or Q, okay, ang gagawin lang natin para mahanap yung negation ng conditional, i-negate lang natin ito. So, anong gagamitin natin para isolve yan? Gagamitin natin yung De Morgan's law. So, kung isosolve natin ito, not, open parenthesis, not P or Q, yung not, pwede natin siyang ipasok. So, magiging not P, magka-cancel yun, matitira lang si P. Si or, magiging and, at saka yung not, papasok siya kay Q. Okay? So, equivalent sila. Okay. Ito, at saka ito ay equivalent. So, P and not Q, ang tawag natin dun ay yung ating negation ng conditional statement. Okay? Okay, write each of the following in its equivalent form. So, recall natin equivalent form niya, P and not Q. So, if they can pay the money, I will sign the contract. So, ito yung ating P. And then yung Q natin ay I will sign the contract. So, making it into an equivalent statement sa negation niya, or i-negate natin yung statement, magkakaroon tayo ng they pay me the money and I will not sign the contract. Okay? Or I did not sign the contract. Okay? Letter B, if the lines are parallel, then they do not intersect. So, ito yung ating P, and then ito yung ating Q, yung ating consequent. So, kung gagawin natin siya sa form na ito, magiging the lines are parallel and they do intersect. Okay? Magka-cancel kasi may not tayo dito, tapos meron ulit tayong not dito. Magiging ganito yung statement natin. The lines are parallel and they intersect. Okay? So, that's it for the properties of our conditional statement. Punta naman tayo sa biconditional. Kaya siya tinawag na biconditional kasi dalawa yung arrow, yan yung ating notation, di ba? Kasi ganito yung kanyang expanded na form. P arrow Q and Q arrow P. Okay? So, pag ginawa natin yung compact notation, magiging ganito lang siyang itsura. So, these are equivalent na statements. And the truth table for P double arrow Q is the following. So, true, false, false, true. So, saka lang siya magfo-false pag yung dalawang statement mo ay magkaiba. Pero pag pareho silang true, true ang makukuha natin. Pag pareho silang false, ang makukuha natin ay true. Okay? Bigay tayo ng example. Let P, Q, and R represent the following. We have three sentences. P is she will go on vacation. Q, she cannot take the train. R, she cannot get a loan. If we were to write the following statement in words, tignan natin. P if and only if, not Q. So, ano yung P natin? She will go on vacation if and only if she takes the train or she can take the train. So, our sentence will become like this. And if we tignan naman natin si B, so meron tayong not R. So, she cannot get a loan. So, yung not R natin ay magiging can. She can get a loan. Okay? If and only if, not P. Ang not P natin ay she will not go on vacation. So, ang sentence natin, magiging ano siya? Ganito. She can get a loan if and only if she does not go on vacation. Okay? And then, we can also use the truth table to determine the truth value of biconditional statements. So, x plus 4 equals 7 if and only if x is equal to 3. So, let's take a look at this equation. So, x plus 4 equals 7 if and only if x equals 3. If we plug in the value of x equal to 3 into the sentence, we will arrive at 3 plus 4 equals 7, which is a true statement. So, since true siya, true tong sentence natin. Next, x squared is equal to 36 if and only if x is equal to 6. If we solve this value, kung natatandaan nyo pa, isosolve nyo yung x squared equal to 36. Magkakaroon ka ng square root dyan, no? So, matitira tayo ng x is equal to the square root of 36. Yung iba sa elementary natin, hindi na nila sinasama yung negative. Usually, ang alam lang nila na square root ay si positive. But if we do this operation, the square root of 36 can be positive or negative. 6. Okay? Kasi pag in-square mo nga naman si negative 6, so negative 6 times negative 6 will also equate to 36. So, 6 times 6, 36 pa rin. So, hindi lang si x equals 6 yung magiging solution sa equation na to. Actually, dalawa siya. Okay? So, this statement will become false. Okay? So, that is how to use the biconditional truth table to determine the truth value for the sentences. Okay? So, I hope this final lecture, so simula module 7 hanggang 9, ay magamit nyo sa pagdedetermine ng truth value. So, logic is very important in our daily lives. Lalo na yung pagdetermine ng truth value ng isang sentence. Kasi pwede mo siyang masabi na true, pwede mo rin siyang makonclude na false. Okay? So, since hindi naman siya mathematical, so I think sana nag-grasp nyo yung concept ng logic. So, here we are not teaching you how to solve problems dun sa finals part ng lecture natin, but to solve problems logically. So, ang trine-train dito ay yung utak. Okay? So, that's it. That's the end of our lecture or the end of our finals module lecture. Okay?